Well, hello. You haven't heard from me in a while, not because I don't like you, but apparently my computer doesn't like me. It's been having, well, some issues, and I had a temporary fix that worked some days. Today, not at all, because I can't get the thing to turn on. So I have placed an order for a new computer. I decided at 7 years old, yeah, I maybe could get it repaired, but is it worth it? So I decided not to take the gamble. I use the computer enough that I do need something reliable, so I have purchased a new one. So there won't be a pens and use tomorrow. It was a lot of fun. I had it all laid out. I had planned out I was going to do my top 10 pens of 2019, and I inked them all up last night in preparation for this video because if it's going to be a pens and use and I'm going to show you all these pens, I got to write with them. And hey, what a way to start out 2020 with the favorite pens that I reviewed last year. So I don't know when that video is going to actually be made. Hope someday soon. I know when the computer is promised to be delivered, but I also know I am in southwestern North Dakota, so those due dates aren't always realistic. So we'll find out. And even if it does come tomorrow as they're promising, I still have to install software and do all that kind of stuff you have to do with a new computer. So I won't be filming tomorrow anyway. So I thought I'd film this video and just show you a few of my favorite things about the hobby. And I'm going to use a neat little attachment that's on my tripod for cell phones and see if I can make it work. Because yes, I'm filming this on my cell phone. This has been my computer for the last few days, so yay. But you make do with what you have, right? So let's take a look at a few of my favorite things that I've noticed since being in this hobby with fountain pens. So of course nothing too earth-shattering here. Just some of the things I enjoy about the fountain pen hobby. So one of them is ink bottles. I just wanted to show you a few neat ones. So this is an Ackermann bottle. That's neat because it has this reservoir up here that's... Someday when I get it empty, I'm curious to see the little marble that blocks it off because see, the ink doesn't flow back down. And ink bottles, they're just an art in and of themselves. This is an empty bottle of Pilot Black that I currently have refilled with Sailor Epinard, mainly because I hate the bottle that Sailor Epinard is sold in. But I love this one. It's got a reservoir inside and then just kind of this neat shape. I probably should relabel it, but I know what's in it, so it's not like it's my chemicals in my classroom or a restaurant or something, so I just like it. A really neat bottle, I think, is the Lamy bottle. And I kind of like the 70s retro look of the box. But they come with their own blotting paper. And if I take this doohickey off, yeah, a place for the nib to go so we get every last drop of ink. Just a neat effect. Neat design. This is a bottle, you've seen the ink a few times, you haven't seen me fill from the bottle, because I will admit I hate filling from this bottle, especially as the ink level's gotten low. But I was given this as a gift once, which was I don't know, but a heart-shaped bottle. Sits up like this, which of course you can't see it, but get this fluffy thing out of the way. It's just a really neat shape for a bottle. The mouth needs to be wider though. This is a fun one I discovered a few years ago at the Van Ness Pen Store through their website because, like, I'm ever going to get to, where are they even? Arkansas, Alabama, one of those states. Look at that. I mean, this is a bottle that when this goes empty, it's getting refilled. I'm using it. Not that it's, wonderful. It's just beautiful. And speaking of that, even those Sailor bottles, which I don't seem to have grabbed one, have their own unique style of beauty. I just don't like filling from them. Here's a Sailor bottle that I did grab, my one bottle of Storia ink. I really like that frosted bottle. That's just such a neat look. And Sailor inks have probably my favorite smell of all brands of ink. This is a fun bottle. I love the Colorverse bottles. I only own 4 of these little bottles. I don't need any more ink, so I haven't bought any more, but you know, I want to buy them just for their names and their bottles, because yeah, they have some fun names. Monte Grappa bottle I like. It's as it's getting lower, it's getting a little more difficult to fill from it. This is a discontinued color. This is their burgundy. I am very sad that it's discontinued. They seem to go for more saturated colors, but I like them. And speaking of discontinued, this is Omas Gray. So when we get low on the ink, we can just set it there like that, fill it. And yeah, a little dusty. And we're attached to a tripod right now, so I won't show you, but I love the way the Califolio inks just go in a circle. That's just a neat look. And I've just barely scratched the surface of what is out there for ink bottles. But I've really enjoyed that. And of course, if I like their bottles, did you see the rainbow of colors I just had? I want to pull in this piece of paper I wrote a bunch of lists on, but one of the lists is my favorite pens of 2019, so I won't show you, but here's a napkin I've been using just lately to clean off nibs. There is just, excuse me, I'm almost getting hiccups. It's just a whole amazing rainbow of colors out there for pens. And some of them have really fun names that just make it fun. Now, I think I've mentioned that I like restoring pens. This is a pen that so far I've not managed to restore. This one may be beyond my skill set, we'll see. But, you know, you get to bring back beauties to life. This one looked black when I bought it, and I could not fill it. And look at that beautiful finish. These pens are art, which is another piece of it. I also had to put a new sack in this pen, and I can't remember if I had to put a new pressure, doggone, just lost the word, pressure bar. Here's another much more modern piece of art, just a beautiful urushi. I'm really glad I didn't buy another urushi pen, because yeah, I have the cash to do it, but I just laid out a whole bunch of cash for a new computer, and you know, how many expensive things do I want to buy in a year? Here's a modern, much lower cost pen. Well, probably cost more than that purple one, but you know, I just think the Platinum Procyon, I just love it. And I could go on and on showing you different pens. I mean, we could sit here and go through my whole collection if I didn't have other things I need to do tonight. But yeah, the pens themselves are art. Now, I have probably mentioned that I really enjoy, ever since I was a kid, I've always enjoyed stationery stores. Just looking at all the different types of stationery, there's just so much potential in it, and you're like, okay, I can't think of a use now, but I like the idea that I could think of a use, and you know, it appeals to me. This is a recommended don't buy. The Baron Fig sticky notes don't stick to anything. I mean, you can write on them fine, but I do love their index cards. I love their tablets, which is underneath my wireless router, so I don't feel like getting that out. And of course, notebooks. There is a plethora. Ooh, actually, here's a little prize, not from Baron Fig. So this is a cute little, again, I feel like there's potential there. I just really haven't figured out what that potential is, but I guess I want to give you just this much of a note, and I want it to be able to stand up. Now, I don't know. I don't know what this is good for. It's just cut into all these little squares. But yeah, that potential just, wow. And of course, notebooks. Notebooks can be art in and of themselves. This is a Bomo art journal. A little small for pens and use, but I'm sure I'll find a use for it. Here's what is this one? Leuchtturm 1917. Well, I'm experimenting with a Leuchtturm notebook right now. I kind of like they have numbered pages and a spot where you're supposed to put the date. And I suppose every day you do an entry. I don't know. Some of them have a specialized purpose, like this one was designed to go with the bullet journal book. I must have spilled something on it at some point. You know, it has somewhere in here, yeah, all kinds of information about bullet journaling. I like to do my bullet journaling, which has become a lot less for reasons I'll get into when I get a computer and can do my organization series. I like to do mine in a Midori Traveler's Notebook, which now goes by a different name that isn't coming to me at the moment. Oh yeah, here's another neat notebook. I think this one's from Baron Fig. This goes with the, come on, haven't used it yet for its intended purpose. Open! Gosh, flippin' darn it. Haven't used it yet for its intended purpose, but it goes with that book, Atomic Habits, which I think that one is going to be more a driving video type thing. And I do like Baron Fig's notebooks. Let's see. Not really a fountain pen thing, but kind of cool. I've got a neat pencil sharpener, covered with dust. Haven't had time to do much pencil stuff lately, but you can adjust the grind on it. A few other neat things floating around down here, because I'm getting all this up off the floor because the bottles are on the desk. Oops, wrong side up. Paper notebooks of different types. You know, this is where I keep track of each pen as I ink it. We're looking back, and yeah, that rainbow of colors. But we're looking back a few months. And I can just track and say, oh, do I like Rohrer and Klingner's Scabiosa? Guess I do. All the way, I don't know why the last couple pens that I inked up aren't here. In fact, none of the ones for my favorites are in here yet. Now here's another one where I keep my quotes and apparently spill stuff, that I use in my reviews. Although lately I've been collecting them more on Evernote. This apparently got that same spillage. This is a, what company is this? Cognitive Surplus Notebook. This is where I take notes for my reviews and my different videos. And binders. This is a neat Japanese binder. Let me make, oh yeah. Okay, this has got some personal stuff in it, so I won't show you the paper. Oh yeah, even the last page has personal stuff. So, I won't show you the paper, but, nice sections. You've got several different types of paper you can put in it, including paper that is this size, but then it folds out. I think this is B5, so is it B5 to B7? Something like that. And holds it, I think, a lot more securely than a 3-ring notebook. Also, they sell little notebooks. Do I have one out? I do. We'll see if I will double check before I show you. Okay, this is just notes. This is the same type of paper. Oops, gotta remember which way it goes when I want to open it. I feel stupid. There we go. Push it in. I was right the first time. And then you can add paper and put it in the bigger binder. So this is nice to take to class with you, and then you can throw it all in the bigger binder. Just so many stationery possibilities. And one of the other things that surprised me going into this, because I didn't see this coming, is just all the history of fountain pens. Oops, dropped a pen. Ah. You know, this is a good one. The Toes Penkala Mirna. Well, researching about the Toes company and the Penkala, I discovered an amazing Croatian company, which as far as I know is still around. And back in the day made some great pens. I don't know what they're like now, but back then, wow. I found a neat senator. I did end up having to talk to FBI and some guy named Donald, and he was orange colored and didn't make much sense, and some lady named Nancy, because it was a Ukrainian pen, but I guess they were looking for something about natural gas, because this is Ministry of Coal. And here's a fun one, a very recent pen, but you won't find its like on the market anymore, a Schaefer Legacy. Just fun. And speaking of the Schaefer Legacy and other pens, just such fun nibs. In fact, I linked in my community tab a video guy talked about a Schaefer pen. I think not quite to this level, but he showed that kind of nib on it. And while we're on that topic, one of the other really fun things about a pen, this is a modern pen, has a M right there. It also has no ink in it. Because this pen is one of the ones I really like in my collection, but did not get its own dedicated video in 2019. But if I would have done this one in 2019, would have had its place in my top 10 list. Look what I have! Ordered before the computer disaster, but anyway. Is that an L? When I first looked at it, I thought it was a 7. Struggled a little while to make sense of it. But, yeah, if I want to make the experience just a little wider, put a new nib on it. And nibs are another whole world with these pens. I may actually do that tonight, even though I have 10 pens inked up right at the moment, but I really want to write with that nib. There are some neat nibs out there. I'm not sure the longevity of these Nemesine re-entry nibs. That fire polish or that fire blue look just, I don't know, may not last too well, but it's fun while it's here. You're probably going to see that in a couple of weeks appear on 2 of my pens. I'm going to have to write down some of these pens that I have right now. And I've enjoyed several aspects of the community. One aspect I really enjoy, I have a number of pen pals. I'm a little behind on pen pal writing, which you'd think not having a computer for a few days I would have gotten ahead on that, but oh no! But I enjoy just the pen pal thing. I enjoy the physical act of writing. I mean, I can't show you that because I've got the top 10 on it, but I enjoy the physical act of writing. I've been, some of my planning for my productivity series, just that physical act of writing there's something about it I just love. I enjoy fiction writing. I did do a lot of that the last few days, so maybe that counts for something. And I found there's a great community in the fountain pen world, just in the comments. Now, I live too far away from most of my viewers to ever meet them. I live too far away from any fountain pen shows, so it's really a hardship for me to get away to where the fountain pen people are. So who knows, maybe they're all jerks in person. But I really enjoy what I've seen online. And not just on my channel, on the other fountain pen channels. Just really nice people. Now you look at other hobbies that have their dedicated fountain pen channels, or God forbid, a political channel, you get a little more anger in the comments, let's say. But here in the fountain pen world, not so much. And I really appreciate that about the fountain pen world. So those are just a couple of things I enjoy. You know, if you look to your, I don't know for the camera if that's right or left, but you know, either direction, I just grabbed a book. I've got a whole bookshelf of books here. I think us fountain pen people are people of ideas and people who like books and people who like learning new things and trying new things. And yet we're dedicated to an old-fashioned writing instrument because, well, gosh darn it, we love how it writes. So just for fun, we're going to use another one of these tidbit pages because I really want to ink this up with the broad. So I'm going to switch nibs. And you get to see it in this video. This wasn't even planned. Haha. Let's make sure. I had issues with it lining up earlier with the old nib. Yeah. So, not too bad. It's a little off. Fig Boot would probably be upset with it, but not enough to bother me. Oh, I just created drama. Oh, on the ink front, not that I'm going to use them. Samples. I've got a gazillion samples to try. So since I've got all these inks out, let's just use one of them. Let's use Jupiter Flyby. Can't remember if that's the one with the fun color changing or not. When I do this out of sample bottles on screen, this really freaks people out. So you gotta get a holder for that. Okay, maybe third time's the charm. Yeah. Okay, not an amazing fill, but we'll just go with it because I want to write with this nib. So, you get to see the inaugural launch of the Waterman Karen Broad. Karen. And it is yeah, this is the color changing ink. It says large on it, but it should be broad. Anyway, what a fun nib. So I look forward to playing with that some more. I probably will play with it a lot tonight. And you know, that just reminded me of another fun thing. Filling mechanisms. That was a cartridge converter. Here's a piston filler. Oh, this isn't a filling mechanism, but magnetic cap. There's vacuum fillers, let's see, the Legacy was I forget what it's called, but you know, all kinds of filling mechanisms. So I think I could go on and on. Now that I've filmed way too much video, I'm starting to get really into this topic. But I have to remind myself, hey, you need to edit it all together on an iPhone. So that's gonna temper me trying to write too much. So I hope this is interesting. I will be back when I'm back. I don't know. If it comes Friday, I'll probably do a live stream. I'll probably do a live stream Saturday, and then I'll film some videos on Sunday. I didn't even film some Saturday night. I'm a little depressed I didn't get any of those videos filmed that I planned to batch film over the Christmas break, but you know, it is what it is. So I want to thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Is that how you spell bye-bye? We'll see you later.